Michael Steele. It's okay to say I told you so. I told you so. I told you so 8 months ago when I talked about the butt-naked king. Yes, the king has no clothes. That was 8 months ago. And I told you that you haven't seen anything yet. Yes, the emotional vampire is a loose, and baby, he finna drain. Oh, he finna drain some people dry. And, I told you so in 2011. I tried to put it out there, but you didn't pay attention. Nope. And I don't mind saying I told you so. I don't have a problem saying I told you so. Because you know what? They always said a hard head make a soft ass. And that's what's happening right now. Now, on to the Pope. Yes, the Pope of Hope. Ooh, you haven't seen no behaviors. Do you realize having this Pope now, this is the time and the moment, and Don was over there talking about they brought in a DEI. Everything that he was against, that's everything that America got. They thought they wasn't going to get an American Pope, and they got one. They didn't think that they was going to get one that was Creole. I'm telling you, he going to be up all night trolling. You finna see some activity now. And Leo, I love the name Leo. Oh, I can see that line turn, that costume off of my boy. Yeah, sitting up in that chair, devouring hope. That's right. And not to top that off, ooh, I'm going to say I told you so. Because, it doesn't make me feel good. Dude, I'm tickled to death. Because just the thought of the Pope having all these extra qualities, being from Chicago, number 44 stomping ground. Oh my God, it's hilarious. Thank you, God, for sending us the Pope of Hope. Yes, yes. And the headlines are gonna be, if you keep the headlines on the Pope, and my boy is an entertainment grabber, needs to have headlines all the time. Ooh, it's gonna be terrible. Hey, and just recently y'all got a new headline, didn't you? Might have been a distraction. And what happened? The mayor got arrested. Well, we're gonna arrest the mayor and then have everybody in an uproar over there about the mayor. And was it New Jersey, Bob?
Yeah, it was New Jersey. Ross Baraka, that's Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah.
The black mayor, too.
Yeah, so we can take the camera off the black Pope. That's right. You all see this pattern of behavior, don't you? I was just upset because I didn't like the brother escaping from my side. Nobody wanted to talk about the elephant in the room that escaped. David Packman was talking about the president's mental acuity. Yes, he was. And hey, Midas Tusk was on it. Brian Taylor Combs was on it. Yep.
I Have News was definitely on it.
Oh, shout out to I Have News. My girl Tabitha was on it.
Tabitha Speaks was on it.
Yes. And
Adam Marketer was talking about it as well.
Shout out to Adam. He's just progressing, and I'm just so proud of you, Adam. Let's keep our eyes on that Pope.
And another one is Secular Talk.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Bro.
yeah, Secular Talk.
Ooh, I'm telling you, heaven just sent us an angel. I'm telling you, because just the thought of my boy laying down and thinking, ooh, J.D. Pixner, hometown. Shout out to J.D. Pixner.
And Senator Timothy Duckworth of Illinois as well.
Oh, man, you talking about triple scoop a dick of ice cream. Help me, Jesus. And you know what? When the Pope came off on Vance, you remember remember when John Boehner met the last Pope, when that Pope Francis?
Yeah, and after that he quit and he left and he joined the marijuana business afterwards.
So J.D. Vance, you going to hell, because he done already called you out. And
the last two popes, J.D. Vance is so evil that he was called out by not just one pope and Pope Leo XIV, but Pope Francis before he died.
Yeah, and when J.D. lay down tonight, him and Marco Rubio, y'all got something to think about. Y'all may not pray, but y'all might, better go get some of them meat pads. And it's time, because like a lot of times when people think they on top, and we were on top, and then all of a sudden,
when you treat people very wrong, you go back down, and you meet the person that you treat down, you go back to that level, and even worse than before.
And so maybe the Pope was sitting here because we was a great nation, and now look at us. And so the Pope was sent to help us, because we don't look so great anymore. And to all my guys over there that's not...
We look like a selfish nation.
Well, what's really crazy is you got people around him that won't even tell my boy what to do. You got people sitting at the table and not explaining that the powers that he have.
Sycophants, enablers,
just a vessel. They drinking him up. And then you sitting up there thinking, I wonder who the president gonna be this week. Is it gonna be Bannon? Is it gonna be Steve Miller? Now, Steve, have you taken your medicine? Because Steve be getting upset. He be getting a little irrational. And I can't say Bannon be sitting down kind of chill and vote. Where's he at? He'll come out.
He's more than one of the most dangerous one, because he's more behind the scenes. That's the most dangerous, is the guy behind the scenes. It ain't the loudmouths you got to worry about. It's the people behind the scenes you got to worry about.
Oh, but I'm going to tell you what's dangerous. It's dangerous having a pope coming in.
And not just any pope, a pope from Chicago, from the south side of Chicago. That's where Barack Obama came from when they cleaned up. This president of the United States come from. South side of Chicago.
Ooh, I bet you Chicago out there throwing up, gang signs and doing everything. And by the way, while y'all over there with y'all boots on the ground, y'all better get y'all's butt to the ballot box and get y'all boots in there. I think Jasmine Crockett was real nice about, when she had that interview, and she kind of said it in a nice way. Well, Miss Linda don't know how to say it.
We don't.
Because one thing about it, I love saying, I told you so.
Yeah, we do.
I told you so. And keep watching. Keep watching. Because, that's a lot for my boy, the process. That is a lot. You don't think he ain't mad about the Pope? Okay.
He's going to be mad.
Even if they did Photoshop him in that outfit, he still didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize, and he still didn't get the Pope's seat. So there you go. There's 2 losses, including all the losses that he's had, in the courts. I'm telling you, this is a magnificent day. And it really just made me happy. Look at everybody talking about how stunned they are. They just amazed. I think it's amazing too.
I thought so. It was amazing as well, because I think he's going to follow in the same traditions as Pope Francis as well, because Pope Francis was the one that set him up in a way for him to succeed in the first place.
And I just want to tell my girl over there, what's her name, Kristen Walker?
Walker of
CNN?
Of NBC.
Is it NBC?
Yeah, Christian Walker is Meet the Press. Well, he replaced Chuck Todd.
No, I'm talking about the lady. What's her name? Is her name Christian Walker?
Yeah, Christian Walker.
Well, Christian, I told you so. Every time you get up there and you ask those questions, can't do it. Christian, he just, when is you going to get it to your head? I'm going to help you on this one, because like I said, when Boehner encountered the Pope, he left and got him a whole weed factory. Now,
it changed his life's value. And he left, and he got tired of the Tea Party as well.
And Kristen, when you asking those questions, and you're not getting the answers, we're constantly saying, why is Kristen up there answering? Because she don't get it. He can't do it, I'm thinking Boehner should bring you some weed over there because you need a hit off or something. Just like that white smoke came out when they was trying to get the Pope to announce who the Pope was. Man, that didn't take long, and it sucked up some headlines too. And if you keep running that on the Pope, ooh, that's gonna make my boy mad because he's a headline queen.
Headline king.
Headline.
He a king, but he a queen
I didn't
right
mean
there.
To say headline queen. That was a Freudian slip, but I don't know what they're doing down there in Mar-a-Lago. I'm just saying. But what I am saying,
that's a good slip up because he deserved it.
Well, what I am saying is that I told you so. I told you so. It'd be like the kids, nanny, nanny, nanny. Now that's childish. that's straight up childish. It's hilarious now because hindsight, looking back, and I don't like really looking back. A murderer gets his tag, and he's a murderer. And then all these people having these regrets for voting for a felon. You had the tag. That was a felon. George Conway was coming out there, and he was saying, you got to understand how he processes information. I just want y'all to understand how he processes information, to understand some things about politics so that you all can go in there and vote for the right person the next time. For real. Because I hope, and we read the book Prequel.
Yeah, we read Prequel, yes.
And it was an excellent book. And that's a start right there. I mean, we've read so many books, but that is a good book to start from. And I really like when Rachel said, it don't probably have to be Democrat or Republican. It just have to be one cause. And one cause is we need to care. We need to be on the same page at the same time in the same book. That's what we need. That's what we need. And now that we got this Pope, woo! Fred's gonna be up there. He's gonna be really sending out some tweets and texts and doing everything.
We're already seeing that with MAGA right now.
They lost their mind. And
they call it the woke Pope or something like that.
Who said he was a Marxist? Golly.
Or Lura Luba, yeah. And they were just there. He's everything that MAGA is against. I thought you were pro-American. You're pro-America when they agree with you, when they agree with Republican Jesus.
Well, the bottom line is that, like the lady said that was standing outside the prison when they arrested the Congresswoman
Coleman.
She was saying that she was afraid. This is about our lives. We shouldn't be mistreated inside America. This doesn't look like America, and it doesn't feel like America. And when you have...
And I can tell you what it looks like. It looks like a third world country. It looks like Russia to me. It looks like dictatorship, like Ponthorance, Chile. That's what it looked like.
When you have Steve Miller, Steve Smith from the Warning saying, hey, y'all over there on the other side, don't come up in here because you know what? You might get snatched up. We're getting snatched up inside America.
And congressmen and mayors getting arrested.
I guess everything that's happened, we're going to make an example out of you guys, we got the Pope here. We got the Pope of Hope here. And
are you going to arrest Pope Leo the 14th? Because that's what you're going to do next, because that's what it's going to come down to. I think he's going to be arrested here in America too.
Leo's a lion, baby. Leo came with the gang. Leo came with gang signs. Leo came from all kinds of direction. And he got his boxing gloves on and he's ready to go. He's ready to go. And everything, rest in peace, Saint Pope Francis. One man had so many characteristics. One man had all the characteristics of being humane, with integrity, with compassion. He was supportive. He went and washed the feet of the prisoners. He left his money to them. I mean, just straight up a real human being. I mean,
everything that MAGA and Marjorie Taylor Greene are not.
Well, and everything that we lost as a nation.
Everything that we lost as a nation.
And we lost our 31 subscribers. And shout out to them. They holding on because they letting us know, hey, we know you all haven't been in a predicament like this before. And they study sending those messages out, letting us know how to,
how to fight this.
Yeah, how to fight it. They constantly, when they sit down and talk to, my boy, they always saying, Canada ain't for sale, nor is the White House.
It ain't.
It's not for sale. And they just trying to let everybody know. So, no, we don't say like and subscribe and it's going to go to the algorithm because we
don't like this bullshit in the first place. And I don't subscribe to this bullshit because this is some bullshit.
Because you know what I learned? I learned many years ago, if you say you like something, somebody's not gonna like it. It's kind of like when I go to work and somebody says, I'm not never coming to your store no more. Good. That's the first damn person you see in the morning. That's who you're gonna see. But getting back on the subject, and I have a tendency to get off the subject, but that's okay. I'm good. I'm just fresh and just rolling it out. When I got to the like and subscribe, I want America to keep its subscribers. We develop friends, we develop relationships, and right now, when we were at the very top of our game, I guess there was no American, there was no Pope. And that lets you know, that's a signal right there to let you know that we're hitting rock bottom. We're hitting rock bottom. Because now we have an American Pope. What does that tell you?
It tells us that we are at the rock bottom in terms of not just economics, but in terms of our morality and everything, and our morality and our mental and physical health. That's where we're heading down to.
Well, we did have some laughter when Kamala was up there. We had that for a minute. We began to kind of feel like we could be happy and be joyous. But I think this Pope is good for all of us. And MAGA, I don't think they like them words of...
They don't like the word diversity. They don't like, they're a bunch of prejudiced people. They just talk about make America great again. What they're really talking about is make America white again. That's what it really is. They wouldn't even want to bring slavery back.
Well, like I said, I told you. Michael Steele, I'm going to say it. I told you. And it's okay. I never did understand why people would confine you to say you can't tell a person that. If it's childish, if it's petty. Well, today I'm being petty because look what happened to the mayor.
Yeah.
Another headline. The Pope is coming in. We got another headline over here. We're going to start snatching people up.
Not just on immigrants, but average Americans, even politicians. The disrespect.
Yeah, the disrespect. But just give us a different insight. Maybe we could stay a little bit focused. Maybe we can say some prayers. Maybe J.D. Vance getting yanked by the Pope, letting him know, hey brother, you need to clean it up. You really do. Or you need to go over there and smoke some of Boehner's weed, because he got out the business after he met with Francis. And this is gonna be a different type of day for America, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited. I want to see Pope headlines every day.
Oh yeah, we want to see Pope Leo every single day.
Cause
we want to knock this. We want to that will piss off malignant narcissists every single day.
Because whatever headline he get, my boy gonna have to make 3 or 4. Gonna be snatching everybody off the street. But on that note, once again, I don't know how many times I said it.
We told you so.
I'm cool with it. I've never been one of them persons that when people told me that you can't say that to the people.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
You got somebody in office that says whatever he want to say.
So now it's our turn. It's time to flip the script. If MAGA's petty, then we need to do the same to them.
And I'm sorry for the congresswoman and the people that was on the scene with the mayor. I'm sorry for what transpired. I am, but it's gonna change. You are gonna.
And you know what I really am sorry about? I'm sorry to the people to the Democrats that said abolish ICE, and they were just saying you can't abolish ICE. That the ones that advocated for abolishing ICE in the first place, they were right.
Well, before we get out of here, shout out to new leaders, and I'm gonna say this again, and I know other people out there saying it. I'm tired of Chuck Schumer. I really am, and I'm ready for David Hogg. Shout out to David Hogg to come in. That's a blessing from the Pope. Shout out to AOC and Jasmine Crockett and Chris Murphy. Leaders are emerging. They are coming out the woodwork.
J.D. Pixnar and John Ossoff.
They are emerging. Just like this Pope emerged. It is telling us it is time to redo the Democratic Party and give us what we want. Not what somebody else's legacy. We don't want that anymore. We need fighters. We got an American Pope now coming in as a fighter. We need fighters in the Democratic Party. We got fighters out here in the street, and we need one common cause. We need to be fighting for our rights, for democracy. I'm not saying Democrat. I'm not saying Republican. What I'm saying is one common cause. We got one, more than one enemy, but if that's the enemy within, then bottom line is that's who we need to look at and say, hey, it's these rich people over here. This is our biggest problem. They're gonna take all the money and leave us high and dry. You're gonna give everything to this person, and the little girls are not gonna get their what?
They're not gonna get their Barbie dolls.
And the pencils, there's gonna be a whole lot of writing either, huh? No journalism. But anywho, it was good to be on here. I'll be back, and maybe I won't be saying I told you so. I'll probably be saying something else different, but in the meantime,
yeah, we'd be saying something else really different.
In the meantime, today, I told you so, and you really finna go off the deep end now. Think about it. What did I say? Number 44, that's his stomping ground, Chicago. Pritzner and my girl, the military...
Senator Timothy Duckworth.
Ooh, that's a blow up. Ooh, I'm not trying to call him a DEI, but what can I say? That just proves that we can't live in an all-white world. We just can't. Because there's mixed races in every sector, in every place in employment, you name it, it's everywhere. And it just can't be an all-white world. It just can't be there. So, I enjoyed this. I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be back. And Michael, the next time somebody do something to the left or facetious or whatever, just tell them, I told you so. I told you so. And tell them also, see, you just learned. Fat meat is greasy. And there you go.